Start the session. Namaste, welcome to the live session of Hanuman Chalisa. I hope I'm audible. We will start the session with Om. 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 ॐ 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗎 धृतदिव्यशीलं ब्रह्माद्वयं व्यापकमव्ययं च राजाधिराजं विशदं विराजं रामं प्रणमामि रामं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीगुरुचरणसरोजरज निजमनमुकुरसुधारि वरणौ रघुवरविमलयश जोदायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित अहीशा यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लागिकय अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते. Till here we have seen. So we have completed 20 verses of the 40. Last class we did a quick summary of verses 11 to 20 and identified what were the requisites. Okay, what are the qualities that we learned from Hanuman's great deeds. From 1 to 10 we did not do any recap. I told we will do that in today's class. What were the qualities of Hanuman that we saw in verses 1 to 10 that we can learn from? We should also be like him, like that if we want to think. What are the qualities that you look at and try to follow? Look at the verses again. So, who is he? First verse only, Jai Hanuman, Jnana Guna Sagar. So, he is the embodiment of knowledge and all good qualities. So, what are we praying for? For knowledge and all good qualities. And then what else do we know him by? Mahavir. What does that mean?
Brave. He is extremely strong.
Extremely powerful, brave. Okay. Although he is in the birth of a Vanara, he is none else but Shiva incarnate. Okay. So, there is no deed that he cannot accomplish. So we learn from him that we should have great willpower. If we face a problem, we should not quit and say, I won't do. If I see one chemistry exam which is very difficult, I will not say, I will not attempt or study for it. Why? Because we learned that from Hanuman, no? He can jump over a whole ocean. Correct? Why can't we jump over one chapter in chemistry? That doesn't mean skip the chapter. That means cross the chapter by doing it well, by enjoying the chapter, swimming in that chapter. We should cross the chapter, right? So we should wade through our problems and overcome them. We should face our problems and overcome them. Good intentions. Who have bhakti for Bhagavan. Here the example of definition of Sumati only was Vibhishana there. Example given was Vibhishana. So anybody with good qualities, with bhakti for Rama, will automatically qualify as a Sumati and Hanuman will be with them. Then what else do we learn? Qualities of Hanuman himself. He looks golden, resplendent, beautiful, handsome. These things we learn. So from that what do we see? If you have inside, if you have bhakti for Bhagavan, even if you are a monkey, you will look golden, handsome, attractive, charming. So imagine all of us, we are all human beings. We all look resplendent. If you chant a shloka daily, today I don't know how many of you saw the interview which Dr. 𝗟𝗔𝗥𝗡 had given on the Vidya Parampara channel. It is released 2 days ago. In that she made one very interesting point. I'll repeat it for the benefit of all of us. Okay. What did she say? She said, if you look at a person and you see their face, you can make out whether he has been chanting some shloka or not. Because if he has been chanting something, you will see a tejas on that face. Okay. A person may look very beautiful, but over a period of time start looking ugly because inside they are ugly. Inside what makes a person beautiful? Firm hold on the Lord makes a person beautiful. This does not mean it's a magic wand. Basically what does firm hold on the Lord mean? If you are having firm hold on the Lord, you will always do good things. You will not fall prey to the 𝗟𝗔𝗪. You will always be strong. Automatically you will be happy. If you are happy, your face will look nice. If you are sad, your face will look ugly. Yes or no? Even a very beautiful person will look ugly if they are sad. Right? What makes a person sad or happy?
Worldly desires.
Worldly desires, if you keep chasing them, you become sad. Even if you keep getting those worldly desires, you are still sad because you will compare yourself to somebody who has much more than you. Whereas, if you are confident in yourself, and you are happy as you are, and your happiness is not derived from objects, automatically you will be always happy. Okay, that does not mean you go around grinning like one mad person. What it basically means is, in your face there will be peace and calm. So when anybody looks at you only, they know, is God within you or not? God is within all of us. But are you recognizing the God within you and taking His name? Okay, so what else do we learn from the first step?
To get vidya. To get good qualities.
Good qualities.
To get
Tell.
quickness in mind.
To do Rama's work, very good. Always to get quickness of mind, very good. So that we will also be intelligent and we will be having a sharp mind. Okay. Who has a Lord in their mind, in his mind always. Okay. So now, having summarized the good qualities of Hanuman, if there are more, please think. Okay, mull over it, because many of you seem to be opening the meanings now only. Mull over it, and then next class also you can show me if you have written down any other points. Okay, like we had a discussion before today's class, we can have a discussion before next class also. So we learn the next shloka, 21. 21 onwards, those are all his deeds. Now 1 to 10 were all his qualities, 11 to 20 were his deeds. 21 onwards, why do we need the anugraha of Hanuman? How does Hanuman help us basically? Why do we chant Hanuman Chalisa? Okay, that also we learn because of this. Okay, 11 to 20, what are the benefits? Ram duware,
Ram duware,
tum rakhware,
tum rakhware.
Ram duware, tum rakhware,
Ram duware, tum rakhware.
होत न आज्ञा,
होत न आज्ञा,
बिनु पैसारे,
बिनु पैसारे।
होत न आज्ञा, बिनु पैसारे,
होत न आज्ञा, बिनु पैसारे।
Again we'll chant it once together. राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे,
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे।
होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे,
होत न आज्ञा, बिनु पैसारे।
It's not paisare in the sense of money re. Okay, it has a different meaning. It's avadhi, right? I'll explain the meaning. We'll chant it together once more and then we'll understand. Ram duare tum rakhware, hot na aagya binu paisare. Paisare, not or paisare. Either way you say it, but it's not money day. Okay. So, what is the meaning? Rama duare, Rama's door. Of Rama's door. Rama has a door, Vagni. Where is Rama's door? Rama is in a temple. Rama is in one special place called 𝗖𝗵𝗹𝗀𝗺. Okay, like Vaikuntha. Okay, in that 𝗖𝗵𝗹𝗀𝗺 there is a door. At the door, who will be standing? Who will be standing at the door? Hanuman. Tum rakhware. You are the watchman. So, tum rakhware. At Rama's door or off Rama's door, you are the watchman. Who is the watchman? Hanuman. Okay. Hota na agnya. Without your command. Hota na agnya. Without your command. Binu. There is no. What do you think paisare means? Entry. Correct. Paisara means entry. There is no entry. Without your command, there is no entry. Command, there is no entry. At Rama's door, you are the watchman. Without your command, there is no entry. Immediately when you think of Rama's door, whose door do you think of and whose entry, who gives entry? Whom do you think of? What comes to mind? Who comes to mind?
Gave us trees.
Who comes to mind when you say Rama's door? Entry. Entry to Rama's door. Entry to Vaikuntha. Who stands at Vaikuntha?
Jaya.
Do you see any shloka anywhere saying, at Vishnu's door, you are the doorkeepers. Without your agya, no entry. This is not to say, in Bhagavatam, Jaya and Vijaya stories explained. But there is no overt statement saying Jaya and Vijaya have complete authority to let people in. But in Tulsidasa's Hanuman Chalisa, he directly makes one statement. At 𝗖𝗵𝗹𝗀𝗺, you are the watchman. You only give entry to everyone. So why is the difference between Pavam Jaya and Vijaya and Hanuman? Why is Hanuman great?
Because he's doing everything because of Rama.
Rama only. In his mind there is only Rama. His whole body, mind, intellect, even the very Atma is identified with Rama. There is no difference between him and Rama. So it is as well that Rama lets people in. Okay, there is no way in which he will deny entry to the Sanakadi rishis like Jaya and Vijaya did. Just I know I have told the story before, but just for a little bit of compare and contrast, we'll go into the story. In the third skanda of Bhagavatam, the story of Jaya and Vijaya is mentioned. Okay, now it is said that Jaya and Vijaya were two powerful watchmen standing at the entry to the seventh gate of Vaikuntha. Our Sanakadi rishis, four of them. Who are they? We have mentioned their names before also. Very good. Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara. What was their age? 5 years old. So how do they look? Like small boys. Were they wearing proper clothes? Not at all. Okay, not wearing proper clothes, looking like little young children. Now in books and more we have one gate outside, one gilly gate here, one shutter and one fence inside. Why? So that little children don't run out. Okay, so imagine little children trying to run into Vaikuntha. Our Jaya and Vijaya's radar was up. 4 little children with no comprehension of what is right and what is wrong, without their mother or father inside, have somehow found their way to Vaikuntha and have crossed 6 doors. Run through 6 doors. Why do you think Sanaka, not run through, but walk through happily without any constraints? Why do you think the 4 of them walked through the 6 doors without any problems?
Because
They don't have any restrictions. They are complete realized jnanis. If you and I were to go there, you will not be able to walk beyond even, you will not even get to the first door. Okay, but Sanaka and other rishis, they are pure jnanis, free spirits. So they were happily going towards the 7th door. When Jaya and Vijaya stopped them, you know how they stopped? This I have not told in class before. Do you know how they stopped?
very rudely.
How very rudely. They spoke rude words and they also did something. What do you think?
Shot some arrows.
No, not shot some arrow.
Try to attack.
No. Let me see. I'll get the correct word. Vetrina chaskalayatam tadar hanastau. Hitting. They took their cane and hit 3 times. 3 times they hit with the cane. Okay, is that a good thing to do?
No.
Hitting with cane. Automatically, even Sanaka, the rishis who are the embodiment of calmness, peace and happiness, even they lost their temper. They said, you are not fit to be watchmen of the Lord. You are prey to Kama, Krodha and Lobha. These 3 sins. That is why you took the cane and hit us thrice. Why? Because you are prey to Kama, Krodha and Lobha. So, you will take 3 births in form as demons and inhabit 3 lokas, where you will fall prey to Kama, Krodha and Lobha. Now you know the 3 janmas that they took, right? Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Okay, those 2 janmas were fueled by which Ripu? Which enemy? Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Which one worked? Krodha. Ravana and Kumbhakarna, Kama. Ravana out of pure Kama only abducted Sita, no? So Ravana and Kumbhakarna janma was out of Kama. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha was out of Krodha. Lobha was who? The 3rd janma.
3.
No. Shishupala and Dantavakra. Dantavakra and Shishupala both were born during the time of Krishna. They were slain by Krishna. So they were prey to Lobha. Okay. So these 3 janmas they had to take to overcome the curse of the Brahmagyanis. Although they were killed by the Lord. Imagine if you are killed by the Lord, you will immediately get moksha. But even though they were killed by the Lord, they had to be killed by the Lord 3 times. Even then they didn't get moksha. What did they get? Again they became watchmen of the Lord. Okay. Right. So this is the story of how the 2 of them, Jaya and Vijaya, differed completely from Hanuman in terms of their nature and behavior. They acted as independent individuals who had authority. What was the authority? Doorkeeping for the Lord. So they had a great sense of pride in their role. Whereas Hanuman, if he is doorkeeper of the Lord, you know what his job is? Hey, Avagni, be quiet. Both of you are making too much noise. If you are coloring, you can color quietly. So tell me now, what was the difference? What was the attitude of Hanuman when he is a doorkeeper of the Lord? Allow everyone. He will be waiting for the least sign of bhakti. One Sugriva, one Vibhishana, anybody who comes. He will immediately open the door of the Lord's chambers and let them in. There is a case of Vibhishana. You all remember how Vibhishana met Rama? When
he was coming to Rama for protection.
Correct. Why?
Because he did not want to follow
Ravana. So he fought with Ravana. What did Ravana tell? You are not needed. You are not my brother. You are not behaving like my brother. You are not helping me. Instead, you are my enemy in my own camp. Please get away. So he was banished by his own brother. So what did he do? He went and fell at the feet of Rama. In 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 there is a beautiful, this one on the reaction of Hanuman. Let me see if I can find the verse. So Rama says, Mama pana sharanagata bhayahare. Anybody who catches my feet or immediately at my feet who take my refuge will lose their fear. In Sanskrit there is a beautiful shloka. Anybody knows? In 𝗏 Ramayana? Beautiful shloka. What is a beautiful shloka told by Rama when Vibhishana took surrender at his feet? Please learn this shloka. It's a very useful one to learn. Let me see if I can. Sakrideva, repeat after me. Sakrideva prapannaya tavasmiti chayachate sakrideva prapannaya tavasmi iti yachate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadamyetat vratam mama abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadamyetat vratam mama. Why it is so beautiful, I tell you. Sakrityeva prapannaya. Once only. If you go and catch Rama's feet, prapanna means surrender. If you fall at the feet of Rama and surrender yourself to him, how do we surrender to Rama? You don't even have to go to the temple to surrender to Rama. You just have to close your eyes, fold your hands in namaste, visualize Rama in your heart and say, what should you say? Tava asmi iti yachate. I am yours. What should you say? I am yours. Whose? Rama's. So, Sakrideva, once also, if you have fallen at my feet and said, Tava asmi iti yachate, one who says like this, one who gives like this of himself, what does he do? Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo. Protection from fear from all living things. You will never have any fear from, you will have no reason to fear anything. You will have no reason to fear any living thing. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami, I will give. Who says? Rama says, dadami etat vratam, this is my oath. So Rama takes an oath. He himself is in exile. He has lost Sita. He is facing a terrible enemy whose exiled brother is coming and falling at his feet and asking for refuge. At that time, any great politician or statesman will say, is it worth the risk of having somebody from the enemy camp in our camp? And then they will make one mathematical calculation and say, it is not worth it. The risk far outbenefits the gain from it. Outbenefits the gain from it. So what should we do? We should not give abhayam. We should not give refuge. To whom? To Vibhishana. But did he say that? No. What did he say? What did he say instead? Once you followed at my feet, I will take you. Sugriva did not like it. Angada did not like it. Many of the monkey ministers did not like it. But one person loved it. Hanuman. His reaction, no, sadly Valmiki does not capture. But 𝗟𝗃𝗔𝗥𝗡 he captures. Suni Prabhu vachana harasha Hanumana. Suni Prabhu vachana harasha Hanumana. Sharanagata vatsala Bhagavana. Sharanagata vatsala Bhagavana. On hearing his Lord's words, who was delighted? Hanuman was delighted. What did he call Hanuman? Rama is the word. What did he Sharanagata vatsala. Oh, one who is very kind to those who take protection. So Rama's watchman is like that. He will let any passerby also walk in happily. So, although we say Hotana Agnya Binu Paisare, there is only one condition which you need to get entry, which will immediately get you the entry pass. What is that one condition? Even you see, the thing is, bhakti is very difficult, no? Can you say I have bhakti all the time? No. This bhakti is one of the most trickiest things. Okay. Even for us who can't claim with all confidence that I have bhakti, if you say Rama, 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 he will let you in. Even if you have the name of the Lord on your lips, he will let you in. So that is enough. And slowly bhakti will come. What is the meaning of letting you in, therefore?
Letting you into the secret of Shakti and others.
Connecting to God, correct. He will serve as the bridge. That is why this whole long leap, yeah. Every time you think of Hanuman, no, think of his big leap across this ocean. What is he doing there? He is crossing the samsara sagra and helping us all cross the samsara sagra. So every single time when he hears the word Rama Rama on your lips, he will turn up there, catch your hand and take you towards the Lord. Like how he took Rama to Sugriva and Vibhishana to Rama. So that is his job, to ferry you to the Lord. Okay, you may not be immediately ready for ferrying to the Lord. Tomorrow you may say, if I have to meet Rama, I'll be scared. What will I do? Should I stop saying Rama Nama because Hanuman will catch me and take me to the Lord? No. Why then? What is the benefit then? If you chant Rama Nama, what will he do for you then?
He will remove the fear.
He will remove all fears. Every fear that you have and make you ready slowly, slowly. Correct? Many things we need. We have very small fears. We are scared of dogs. We are scared of darkness. We are scared of what people will say. We are scared of getting bad marks. We are scared of even bad weather sometimes. Right? So many things make us scared. You're not scared of anything. The Sai Sati very confidently is saying no. Bad marks. See, everyone has some fear. Vagmi, what are you scared of? Nothing. Dog. Oh, even you? Dog. Okay. So many of us think everything. She is a very brave girl. I'm sure she's a brave girl. So all of us have many small fears. No? Whenever you have fear of any dog or anything, Vagmi, what should you say? Rama, 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 and walk off. The dog will not really ignore you and you can walk by safely.
Okay. I used to do when I was small. I was very fond of science. I used to walk and pass
For me, 𝗟𝗘𝗺𝗔𝗥𝗡. Even though if I start singing 𝗟𝗘𝗺𝗔𝗥𝗡, especially the dogs outside Buxenmore are very tall and very well built. So they are quite scary. So when you're walking there, the dog is half your size. You start chanting 𝗟𝗚𝗺𝗔𝗥𝗡, 𝗟𝗚𝗺𝗺𝗺, and you're like, okay. Or you can say Rama, Rama, Rama. That is anyway always good. Yes, it does. Definitely helps. Over a period of time, it helps us really overcome the fear also. Initially, it is like a band-aid. Over a period of time, it is like the skin which will never break into an infection. Okay, so that way you will always be healthy if you chant the name. Okay, so now that we have तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना,
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना,
सब सुख लहै
तुम्हारी शरणा,
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना,
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना.
Together. सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना. This line, no, nicely we should think whenever we are scared of something, we should chant these two lines. Tum rakshak kahu ko darna. You are the protector, why should I fear? Okay, this is like one Maha Mantra from this Chalisa. Okay, Sabha Sukha Lahai. Sabha Sukha, all happiness, Lahai, are attained. Sabha Sukha, all happiness, Lahai, are attained. Lata hai, that meaning lahai. Okay, lata hai means it brings. So the same meaning, lahai is attained. Tumhari sharana, at your refuge, by taking refuge to you. By taking refuge to you. To you. Refuge in you, refuge at your feet. I was thinking of vibhakti and using the word to because I put it in Vidya Vibhakti. I was thinking in Sanskrit, sorry. By taking refuge at your feet, by taking refuge in you. Tuma rakshaka, you are the protector. Kahu ko, of anyone. Darna, why should there be fear? No fear, there is no fear. When you are the protector, why should there be fear of anyone? this shloka number 22, the Chalisa verse of number 22, embodies the essence of Vaishnavism. Why? In Vaishnavism, we never get a chance to attain the Lord directly. It is only through the Guru. So here, what is Tulsidas urging us to do? Take refuge at the feet of the Guru. If you take refuge at the feet of Hanuman, who is the Guru, you will get all the happiness. Happiness as driven by one 4-pointer. What is the 4-pointer? What are the 4 things? Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The fulfillment of these 4 objectives lead to happiness. So essentially, what kind of happiness? Dharmic happiness. If you go and give one tight slap to somebody walking on the road, that happiness is not dharmic happiness. Correct? That kind of happiness you should not get. Whereas, doing your duty and getting happiness out of the way is what is dharmic happiness. So, dharma fueled, dharma driven, artha kama moksha. Okay, dharma driven, artha kama gives us worldly happiness. Dharma driven moksha gives us what? Moksha anyway cannot come anyway but through dharma. It gives us what? Permanent happiness, everlasting happiness. So, happiness comes only by catching the feet of the Guru. And by catching the feet of the Guru, you have no reason to fear anyone. There is no object of fear. From pure Vishishtadvaita, from pure Vaishnava point of view, this shloka teaches us what?
Take the refuge
Of the Guru. Now look at the shloka. You got the meaning of the shloka? Did you all write it down? Now look at it from Advaita point of view. We have seen Vishishtadvaita point of view. Take refuge at the feet of the Guru, he will take you to the Lord. Now Advaita. What does Advaita say? There is only one Brahman. There is only one Brahman. So who is the Guru?
Brahman.
Brahman manifested as Guru. Take refuge at the feet of the Guru. You will get all happiness. Initially when you are in the world, you will get Artha Kama happiness. Same as in the previous interpretation. When it comes to moksha, what will you realize at that time? That you are non-different from Brahman. So you are non-different from your Guru also. Everyone is the same. Correct? You realize that? That is only moksha in Advaita. Moksha in Vishishta Advaita is what? God is great. He has relieved me from all my past karmas, all my problems. Now I will inhabit Vaikuntha. Daily I will have darshan of Lord Vishnu. Daily I will do seva at his feet. Daily I will sing bhajans. I will be one Nitya Suri there. And then whenever the Lord sends me, I will go and be of use to him in the world. And then, but what am I? I am always free. Why? Because I am always at his feet. That is concept of moksha as per Vishishta Advaita. Concept of moksha as per Advaita is what? I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. The Lord pervades the whole universe. Yashika is Brahman. Yashika's mummy is Brahman. I am Brahman. The laptop is also Brahman. There is nothing which is not Brahman. Okay? So in Advaita, what happens therefore? Initial stages, I will still want to be successful in the world. Correct? I will still want my Artha Kama. If I don't get good marks in the exam, people will be angry with me. So I will want my Artha. I will want my Kama. I want my desires. I want the rightful ice cream on the sunny hot day. Correct? So I want all these things. So all these, she wants a chocolate. See, everybody has desires. Your desire is dharmic. You will be allowed your chocolate. Okay? Right? So everyone has dharmic desires. They have to be met. Even in Advaita, nobody said please leave all your desires even in Advaita. All those desires will be met. After that, slowly, chocolates will no longer excite Vagmi. Ice creams will no longer excite me. Like this, we will slowly become more and more mature. We get something called Chitta Shuddhi. Mind becomes clear, neat, proper, ready for Jnana. Once we get that, then we get the Jnana. I am non-different from Brahman. At that stage, okay, when I am getting that stage, have I got moksha? No. I only have got the Jnana. Okay, but I have to stay in that Jnana. I have to really believe it and behave like that. Is it possible for us to behave like that in this world? Not at all. Only when you are very exalted up in that level, you can behave like that. But when you are at that level, then you will have absolutely no fear in reality. You know why? When everything is Brahman, including the dog that gives you fear, and you realize that the dog is Brahman and you are Brahman, how will you fear yourself? There is nothing, no second to fear. That is the meaning of the second line. That second line teaches the crux of Advaita. So this one verse can be interpreted from Vishishta Advaita. Have you understood the concept of Vishishta Advaita as I explained the moksha part and the route to moksha part? In Advaita, what is the route to moksha? Jnana. What is the Jnana? Aham Brahmasmi. Now that Jnana, very difficult. Tomorrow if I wake up Shriya and say, wake up Shriya, wake up Brahman, she will not know whom I am talking to. Correct? I'll have to call her, wake up Shriya. Only then she will identify, my body, my intellect complex is being given the name of Shriya, so I have to wake up. So in this transactional world, we need transactional identification. But when we are at a very exalted level, at that time when we are ready for moksha, this jnana has to be firmly entrenched. That Aham Brahmasmi. When we have the jnana, what happens? We realize everything is Brahman. So there is no second to fear. That is the meaning of 𝗟𝗘𝗂𝗧. No second. When there is no second, how will you fear? So, 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡, that way Bhagavan protects, that way Hanuman protects by giving us that moksha, he protects. So, that is the Advaita principle behind this shloka. We see God everywhere and everything. So, anything that causes us fear is also seen as God. So, there is no emotion of fear that you experience. We all reach that level. We are all on that path. It's a continuous path. Tomorrow, suddenly you got this knowledge in Hanuman Chalisa class. So you see a big dog. So you go stand next to the dog and the dog decides to make friends with you and comes close to you. Your old fear will rear back in your heart. Why? Because you are not firmly entrenched. It is only something that has gone into your ears now and you are not firmly believing it. Is the knowledge coming from inside? No. When the knowledge comes from inside, then it becomes entrenched. Until then it is only heard knowledge. Correct? Just like I can teach you hundreds of equations on the board. You will see all those equations and copy it down in the notebook, just like how we write our notes for Hanuman Chalisa class. Later, when I ask you 1 to 10, what are the qualities of Hanuman, you have to open and see. Is it entrenched within you? No. When does it get entrenched? I'll tell you when it gets entrenched. When you teach the class. That is why I am teaching the class. So it gets entrenched in me and you all listen. It at least gets heard by you. Tomorrow you teach the meaning to your sister Suti. The meaning will get firmly embedded in you. That is the way to learn. Okay, so now having seen the meaning of this shloka, I'll tell you a nice story before we wind up the class. 𝗟𝗘𝗂𝗧. Okay, Hanuman was appointed himself as the protector of Rama and Lakshmana during the war. What did Hanuman do? Although Hanuman had a gada, he used to use his bare hands. He used to uproot trees, boulders, big mountains, hills and fling them at asuras and created massive damage. Single-handedly created massive damage. And what did Rama and Lakshmana do? They were such skilled archers that so many magical weapons which were being unleashed on them, they would have no effect due to the power of Rama and Lakshmana's weaponry and archery. So, Ravana was very worried. He started losing his sons one after the other. Okay, so he had a son who did not participate in the war. Who did not participate in the war? Mahiravana. He inhabited Patala Loka. You know, Mahiravana said, I am not an Asura like you. I am a Devi Upasaka. I worship Mata Kali. His method of worship was Tantric. So he used to do a lot of Tantra rituals for which he wanted to inhabit Patala Loka. So he lived in Patala. Ravana said, you may inhabit Patala Loka. You may decide that you don't like the war. And he told Ravana, what you are doing is adharma. Abducting somebody else's wife and trying to keep her with you is pure adharma. How can you expect me as a Kali worshipper to be siding on your side? I will not. So I am staying away from the battle. Ravana finally called him and said, I need help. My sons have been killed. You are my other son who is left alive in Patala Loka. You have to help me. And you are such a great, powerful person because of all his upasana, he was blessed with lot of magical powers by, let me just see that it's working, by Mata Kali. So he told, I will give you access to Rama and Lakshmana. You take them down to Patala Loka and offer them as human sacrifice to Kali. Now, human sacrifice, adharmic human sacrifice, that too of Rama and Lakshmana, should have got Ahiravana on the negative. I mean, he would have said, I won't do it. But Ahiravana was tempted because offering great princes like Rama and Lakshmana as sacrifice to Kali would mean Kali would be very pleased. Because Kali is a very demonical goddess according to him. So he was willing to do the sacrifice. So he abducted Rama and Lakshmana, but they were sleeping in the night from their enemy camp. There is Ravana's enemy camp. Abducted them and brought them down to Patala. He left a trail behind. Ravana told, please ensure that even Hanuman gets eliminated if you can manage. So he left a trail behind with a lot of magical charms and illusionary tricks to trap Hanuman, to follow into Patala Loka. Hanuman came, following that black trail that he had left all the way to Patala Loka. Everywhere he was accosted by serpents, he was accosted by devices which had fangs that would open and try to catch his legs, devices that would fall in the front and try to chop his head. All, think of 36 chambers of Shaolin. Okay, all those challenges that came confronted our Hanuman. Hanuman was totally brave. He fought all those challenges and he came to Patalaloka. And what did he see? Rama and Lakshmana. Mustard oil wiped all over their bodies, wearing marigold garlands ready to be sacrificed to the altar of Kali. Hanuman was horrified. There are two versions of the story. Okay, I'll tell the first version, then I'll tell you the second version. First version says that then he decided, I have to save them somehow. So he went roaming around, just like he roamed around Lanka to find out what the enemy's positions are like. He roamed around 𝗓𝗂𝗎's palace. He found one lady crying in one jail cell, what looked to be a jail cell. So he went and opened the window and saw that it was a beautiful young woman who was crying. So he asked her, who are you? Why are you crying? She said, I am the sister of 𝗓𝗂𝗎, okay, from another parent, stepsister therefore, of Ravana. Okay, and I have been imprisoned by 𝗓𝗓𝗎 because one famous sorcerer predicted that my son will rule over 𝗓𝗓𝗎's kingdom. And therefore 𝗓𝗓𝗎 did not like it and he imprisoned me. So Hanuman said, oh no, even you don't like 𝗓𝗓𝗎, even I don't like 𝗓𝗓𝗎. He has imprisoned Rama and Lakshmana. So we have to free them. Then 𝗓𝗓𝗎's sister said, don't worry, the soul of 𝗓𝗓𝗎 rests in 5 lamps which are burning in his inner room. 5 lamps have to be blown out simultaneously. At the same time, in the center of the 5 lamps, on a velvet bed, there is a diamond. That diamond has to be cut simultaneously, and at the same time, 𝗓𝗓𝗎's head also has to be chopped off. All 3 to happen parallelly. Okay? Only person capable of doing this magical trick was Hanuman. So what did he do? He stealthily went back to where Rama and Lakshmana were tied up, and he told Lakshmana, see, I'll take you to an inner room. You have to hit a diamond which will be there on a case that is protected by Nagapashana, serpent lock, magical thing. So it has to be killed and then only you can go in. It has to be broken and then only you can go in. So we will figure out how to do that, and then we will have to break the diamond. When you break the diamond, I will blow out the lamps. How to chop 𝗓𝗓𝗎's head? Okay, Rama's job. So he told Rama, now 𝗓𝗓𝗎 will tell you, first he will offer you as the elder brother a sacrifice. When he tells you, please bow down and keep your head on the block. Now will any executioner tell the executed, please bow down and keep your head on the block? Our 𝗓𝗓𝗎 is a very polite fellow. When he tells you this, tell him, I am a great prince. I do not know how to bow my head. If you bow your head and show me, I will do it for you. Like this he should tell him. Okay, Rama said, you will fall for it. Huh? Yeah, the guy is capable of falling for it. You have to do that. Meanwhile, I will take Lakshmana and go. So, as Hanuman predicted, 𝗓𝗓𝗎 came, took Rama first, the chopping block. When this whole drama as dictated by Hanuman was happening, Hanuman and Lakshmana quickly raced to the inner chamber. Hanuman immediately assumed his Panchamukha Anjaneya form. Remember, we discussed in class, one form is Garuda. Garuda is enemy of snakes. So Nagapashana was broken with the help of Garuda, and then 𝗓𝗵𝗂 was there, a symbol of knowledge. With that he had all the knowledge to break open all the magical locks and weapons that he had put there, crossed everything and came to the center of the room. With his 5 faces, he blew out the 5 lamps. At the same time, Lakshmana with just his bare hands broke the diamond, and it broke into 2 halves, and Rama chopped 𝗓𝗓𝗎's head when he had obligingly put his head down on the block because Rama told he did not know how to bend. Okay, so this way all the 3 conditions were met and 𝗓𝗓𝗎 was killed. So as Hanuman appointed himself the protector of Rama and Lakshmana in this battle, he carried them back on his shoulders, one on either side from Patalaloka back to the battle scene. This you will see this photo in many places. You will think, why is he carrying? It is after this scene that he was carrying them back to the battle. Okay, so with that story we see how he is the Rakshaka par excellence. Now we come.
Second
version of the story. Second version of the story is simpler. The first version was very dramatic, 5 lamps all blowing at the same time. The second version is very simple. Second version was only one thing. 𝗓𝗓𝗎 wanted to behead Rama and Lakshmana. So both were supposed to put their heads on chopping blocks parallelly. This time Lakshmana was told to challenge 𝗓𝗓𝗎 that how can you ask my elder brother who is a great king to bow his head? You show him, you do it for us and then we will do it after you. Lakshmana was the person instigated by Hanuman. Lakshmana, true to form, did that. Mahiravana put his head down, Ravana, and Rama and Hanuman beheaded him in this version. Okay, so Hanuman took the gada and beheaded Mahiravana with one fell swoop of his mace. So there are two versions, therefore, that Mahiravana was killed by teamwork and Mahiravana was killed by Hanuman. Okay, so with this we close today's session. We'll chant Om 3 times and close. In today's class, whatever I explained about Vishishtadvaita and Advaita, if you have questions regarding that, we are releasing a video on Vedanta which will explain Advaita, Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita philosophies next week. So definitely have a look at that video and you will get more clarity on the three schools of Vedanta. Dhanyavad. I'm closing the live session also. Thank you. I hope it was a full session and didn't get cut.